Soviets and Soviets, so the red, white, and blue army. This is Con Ulrich,
And I'm Ringru, hello, hello, hello.
and game another day. And today we go back to that most classic of maps, Orsha North, to see ourselves with a bit of an interesting match. Ryan, who do we have?
Oh, on the left hand side in blue, we have Spanischer Reiter? Is that how you say, Khan?
I would say Spanischer Reiter, Spanischer Ritter, maybe Spanischer Ritter, but anyway. Ooh,
Ritter
wow.
the case. He's playing 20th Panzer, balanced income. Right hand side, we have Xenon gun, playing 44th Guard Strokovi, a balanced income.
So we are going to see ourselves a lot of early vehicles over here on the left-hand side. Actually, Martyr opening, which is kind of uncommon, I would say.
Yeah, that is definitely bizarre, especially from a 20th Panzer play. Not a bad play, because those Martyrs are like 45 points, so they're pretty cheap. And great on that early defensive.
Indeed. And actually looking to the north, I thought we'd have four Panther Shrek squads. No, we have one Shrek 3 Flame and a Pack 40 to back them up. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able, I think, to keep these this early Superior Rush at bay.
We're also seeing the Sapari PPSH rush, which definitely rather interesting. They have been nerfed as they no longer have the Panzerfaust anymore, but they're only like 10 points, so they're very cheap to get. So we'll see how that plays long, and that's going to allow Xenon to get some of the initial early position Jundra's controls. He's mainly doing a infantry opener.
But down south, you already have a big fight here. The same kind of thing is happening. Flame troops are desperately trying to keep the Soviets at bay. They're not going to be able to. They're being overwhelmed in the rush.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, they
The
lost
Superiors,
the
they do
satchel
the Panzer
charges.
Faust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they lost the satchel charge, not the Panzerfaust, my bad. Which is arguably probably a little bit worse in this case, is a satchel charge is pretty good at dealing with Laminar Raffers.
Indeed. But at the same time, those PPSHs are no slouches either. And Schlosstruppen being thrown in along the entire line in an attempt to kind of stabilize the situation, because the situation has gotten very poor very quickly.
Yes, it has, and yeah, the Marder runs are a little bit slow getting to the front line. Finally gonna be able to set up with Spanish bringing up his more Panzer Force up north with two Panzer 3Ns and a Panzer 4 Führer.
Yep. Now the P3Ns we've talked about before as being the kind of that workhorse tank, and with the P3N, this is kind of what the low velocity infantry gun, I think.
Yep, yep. He's stuck a 75 mil in it. I think it's the only Panzer 3 where they actually meant to put the 75 mil in. This is like a more later model design.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But tell us about the matchup in terms of infantry, please.
20th Panzer, not a lot of infantry. 44th Guards, Strokovi, lots of infantry, lots of guards. Guards and yeah, they got it's the guards, not strokey. So guard TP spam, have some Machikis, and mainly T-34 76s. So more medium, like cheap tank spam.
Actually, what's really interesting right now, we see a 76-2 engaging a Martyr from a long range with its heat ammo and taking it out.
Damn, that was a
The
good hit.
only negative about those things is that they have papier-mâché for armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's pretty easy to put a hole through. With Marder runs, of course, you want to try to keep him. He didn't. I mean, did have him in a forest to be fair, but he got spotted and he was destroyed.
Yes, actually, also going to see a SDKFZ 11 flak. Kind of an interesting vehicle. We
Ah,
don't see it very often.
yeah,
Hideous thing, to be fair. But
yeah. It's
he's going to be dead in
kind
about
of
three
ugly.
seconds. He'll be dead in about 3 seconds. There's too many Panzerfausts. It's absurd.
Yeah, yeah. And same with the 2-5 runs.
Oh, whoa. Never
Huh?
mind, these are super light. I forgot about how weak these guys are. Turret stuck. But we are seeing one by one the squads getting picked up.
It's a tank destroyer now.
True, I hadn't even thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. Um, Checking back into the north, we did get to see a P3L and a Pack 40 starting to assert itself, but there is still a T-34 in the area, and he's not going to mess around.
No, that's a perfect spot for the T-34s. You pretty much shut down the deployment line, and that Pack 40 does not have line of sight. So, yeah, good.
Something else has line of sight, though. It's not built. Okay. Thought maybe the P3N had line of sight somehow, but I guess not.
No, but this has been a fantastic early push here from Xenon Gun. He's managed to pretty much disrupt Ritter's lines mostly, and he's putting on a lot of good press. And down south, he's getting a little bit of an encirclement once again. Going to be knocking out or surrounding the Stoss troop.
They're Slosh Trooper, and they're meant to be surrounded.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, one thing about this, though, I think that Spanischer has been throwing infantry into the line in a desperate bid to kind of stabilize the situation, which, when you're dropping, 2 and 3 tickets at a tick, you have to go with whatever you got.
And I don't feel like Spanisher has that much in terms of A-phase infantry, because looking at it, I haven't seen a proper infantry squad. Okay, no, yeah, I haven't seen a proper infantry squad. It's just been Stoss troops and flamethrowers. No Panzer Grenadiers, no Stern Pioneers, just very light infantry.
But I think, ooh, by the way, we have your favorite 76 mil, anti-tank position. But we, at the same time, a build is to try to go fast and light. The issue with that, though, is that your glass cannon. We have guards coming in, which are, again, long-term, viable, very, very dense. Oof, there goes a P3, the P4, rather, from that SU-76. We have a very, very light and kind of mobile infantry, and if you blow the early glass cannon, you blow the early glass cannon.
Yeah, I really do not like this at all. Infantry is very important to have early on, especially like proper infantry that can fight. And currently the issue is Spanish is getting all these, cool tanks and whatnot, but they keep getting killed by stuff that you can't see because you can't clear the forests.
Indeed, indeed.
It's a very ballsy move. I gotta give him, yeah. I haven't seen someone do a 20th Panzer play. I hope for love of God and B phase he has just infantry spam up the Razoo to make up for it. Because he is losing pretty hard right now.
Well, the question will become, is there actually going to be a B phase?
As you see, a Panzer Grenadier to be brought in down south, so he does have at least some proper infantry squads.
What a novel idea. But you know what's also done there? PTRD squad is going to take out this half-track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeesh.
Guard TP doesn't mess around. I'd say a 2-star Guard DP squad was definitely also a bit of a rarity. Most people just like taking them unvetted for spam potential.
That's certainly true. Now we are going to see P3 enter the north panicking. Yeah. I don't see a lot of positive stuff to kind of think about when I'm thinking about this lower German push.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's bringing out the Panzer Grenadier, but even then Xenon has such a superior infantry force. It's just going to have a pretty easy time. And even the Guard TP, if he moves it around a bit, he can get some side shots on the P3.
Well, he did try to play tanks at 20 paces, and despite having a 2-star veterancy, he decided to throw away his shot by only getting rid of the transmission. So he's used up one of his 3 lives over here. He's got to make sure he can maybe respawn as a plane in another life.
Yeah, well, that Guard TP, if he just moves up just a little bit, he can shoot at P3 in the arse. Oh, that's what he's doing?
If he can stay in range... Oh yeah, this is going to hurt.
Yeah. AT rifle bounces first shot, not a surprise. Bounces again, come on.
Engine stall, that's rough.
I'd say it's funny, the P3 has more back armor than it does side armor.
What can you say? There's a lot of junk in the trunk. Okay, the IL-2M. How often do we see the cluster HEs?
Holy, not often. Usually because they're pretty pants, but that's kind of cool to see. That's a cool paint job.
Well, I am probably not going to see it just because of the way his... Yep, he's just a fancy. Plus, I'm not entirely sure why he brought him in. He knows that's a tank. He killed the tank, so I'm not sure what he thought was still hanging out there.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit bizarre.
Well, we are going to see if the Germans have any Sitzfleisch yet for this particular match. By the way, I found out today that in U.S. English, Sitzfleisch is a German loanword basically meaning resolve. So, vocab lesson for the day. It might be my new favorite English word.
How do you say thank you again in German? It's
Danke. Or
Danka Khan. There
of
we go.
course, of course. Um, you're welcome, Devadish. There we go. We're a multicultural family. Uh, but down south, again, yeah, I really wish there's something I could say was going well over here for Spanischer Rita, or Spanischer Rita rather. But he's not really massing himself with any kind of infantry support.
Yeah, it just keeps kind of throwing his light armor array into Soviet pockets of ambushes with scary AT grenades and AT rifles and AT guns. Even though not the heaviest duty, I've said, AT weaponry is more than enough when he shoots stuff in the butt, in the side. Anywhere else, not the front.
Well, it's even worse too is when you see stuff like getting guard squads rushing up behind half tracks
Oh
and
yeah.
freaking them out, and this is one of those have to keep your vehicles kind of protected. And I'm just seeing a P3 down in the north go down. I don't know from what though. No idea.
No. But we are seeing, yeah, a bit of a push come back here up north with Spanish. It's got a lot of Panzer Grenadiers, so maybe if just the sheer force of German infantry can clear up Xenon gun stuff, but at the same time, probably, okay, he's bringing up some armor, Panzer 4Gs up north.
He might be, but look down south when he's got stuff like this P4 Fuhrer.
Oh no,
Command
dude,
tank. He's
no.
chasing after a freaking sniper team.
I understand you're in lead from the front and everything, but you're taking it a little bit to the extreme.
Indeed. It kind of reminds me at this point, continuing our references to war movies, but we have like Battle of the Bulge when you have like the random machine gun that takes out that stupid tank commander just like hanging out up front. That always bothered me. Like, how
Yeah.
dumb can you be?
What a dumb movie.
Dumb, yes, but you know at the same time, we don't have any real good. That's not that many good World War II movies, I guess.
Dad.
I know that that'll kick off your whole thing about Bridge Too Far and yada
I
yada.
was thinking, like, the last real good one I've seen was Dunkirk. But that wasn't even, like, quote-unquote proper World War II movie. No, that's poor to say, but it's not like an action World War II movie. It's more of like a drama, in a sense. It's still a fantastic movie. And I like it because it's different, but it's not like your traditional, like, 70s, 60s World War II movie with lots of action scenes and stuff blows up and, you know, the old guys in the movie are actually from the war.
Well, the funny thing is, I saw at one point people griping about the fact that there should have been more guys on the beach, and it's like, yes, but you wouldn't have cared the same amount. So, I don't know. Christopher Nolan can make a war movie any way he freaking well wants to. I'm fine with that. Pioneer SBT is moving into the from the middle side here, trying desperately to maybe to pick up this flag that is so tenuously being held by the SPA troops.
Yeah. I mean, is he bringing up... Okay, he's bringing up some infantry in the middle for
Yes.
Spanischer, because, yeah, you definitely want to try to pick up those flags. That'd be pretty easy. I'm thinking maybe pushing in the middle would be Spanisher's best idea in total, because it's pretty barren in the middle from the Soviet side. From Xenon, there's really not much yet.
Wait, you're saying the Red Barons with the Soviets now?
He's...
World War One joke, and my life is complete. All
Oh,
right.
God.
More troops
Oh,
on to
God.
the south, though, with the Panzerbücher. Yeah, that's the PZFs. Yeah, that's the ones with the Panzerbüchers, are they not?
Down south?
Yes, the anti-tank rifles for the Germans. No,
I,
Panzerfaust. Wow, I don't know why I say Panzerbücher. That was dumb. But we have five
yeah.
squads coming back in, and that should be enough to stabilize.
Yeah, but finally bringing up some bloody infantry, which is... Yeah, he is stabilizing quite a bit now. And all he needed was infantry. Just a decent amount of it, and hopefully he has a lot of B phase and C phase cards to get him back, because he has a long way to climb.
Now, I think this one IL-2 might go down to this 410, which is kind of amusing to me. Rinky-dink shots. Is he going to get him before he freaks out? No.
Oh, the IL-2 is pretty well armored. And also fast enough to escape.
Well, I think
Oh,
he's
no.
not going to be fast enough to escape this 410.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if it's going to be ground fire or... Yep. Yep.
He's dead. Very dead. It's this northern pushers going rough and Rita. Just the sheer amount of Panzer Grenadiers is puts on a Xenon. Hasn't managed to bring up any fire support here because T-3476... Oh, it's not in position right now, but if he just moves a little bit to the left a bit, he can shut down the reinforcement road.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't agree with you because we have these. We now have anti-air equipment that's being positioned to engage this infantry. So we have several squads of infantry that are now freaking out. There's no leadership in the area. And although the T-34 is getting engaged by the mortars, there's still so much extra junk that I don't know if Spanischer is going to keep on that horse.
Yeah, and the guard DP's moving and gonna get into that building here. That's gonna prove deadly because 2 DPs and 2 South infantry. Yeah, goddamn, just look at him go.
Yes, sir. And we have 2 more squads. The Ultimate Cheekies coming out of the forest. Yeah, this is one of those moments that I'm surprised that Xenon is not winning by more. He's holding more than 51% of the territory, but that's no longer good enough in this game, so...
No, it's mainly due to the fact that he's completely lost the middle because Spanischer listened and he's pushing middle and he's getting lots of flags and he has managed to stabilize it and almost very close to getting one more flag to actually bring it to his favor.
Yes, and I think we're actually seeing that armor getting set up to the north, a couple of P4Gs, actually 3 P4Gs. So not the greatest network yet. He can still upgrade to 4 or 5G pretty quickly, but for the moment...
Damn it!
We're going fast and furious tonight.
Jesus, I did not come here expecting such jokes to be dropped.
Well, you know,
that was good. That was good.
Thank you. What just died? Did an airplane go down? I cannot.
410.
Oh, another 410.
Looking at the carcass, it might be like a Fokker Awful. It's a plane. It's a plane. It's a dead plane now.
Are you sure it's not Superman?
Let me look in the sky.
Well, yeah, birds, planes, Superman. They get confusing.
Especially if all 3 are right next to each other, I have a very hard time picking them from a police lineup.
True. Maybe it's like an A, B, C, like all of the above kind of thing. So now I am amused. We do have 2 Pioneer squads and 2 Panzer Grenadier squads moving into the south, and they're going to do pretty well, I think, with pushing and maybe even taking this flag. But yet again, they leave their rear woefully undefended.
Yeah, and once again, the Soviets Xenon has a really good control over the reinforcement lines on both south and northern flanks, and it's going to really stop Spanischer, because all they can do is bring the infantry in the far south or far north and move through the forest, and without fire support, they don't get too far.
And while we are going to see a 13-11 in favor of the German Reich over here, never mind, back to 12-12. What was I seeing at some point today? Someone was talking about how one of the Prussian military marches, they wanted to go and put it on an ice cream truck so they could sell Reichscream.
Wait, was this during the Second War?
No.
Okay.
I think I was just on YouTube at one point, and I found whatever Prussian military marches. I think I was listening...
Prussia.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just made my day that someone made that joke. I was like, oh man, the puns. Worth mentioning in the meantime, though, I think we're going to have the IL-2? No, the Tupolev, whatever.
A 2-2, really. That's really how you should pronounce it.
He's a dancer.
Uterus. Nonetheless, it drops some booms. We're about to drop some booms, and goddamn.
Oh yeah, he's chopping those beats.
Yeah, I don't think the Panzer Grenadiers dig it.
Well, they're Philistines, what can I say? They don't really understand good music. They're all about the pa, not the boom boom. Well, at least you know that the 2-2 is definitely a fan of the Vanga Boys. All they keep going is boom boom boom.
God
right,
damn.
I'm done.
Okay. Okay. The middle is not looking good at all, as Spanischer has just been pretty much pushed out of it, and that's a lot of his flags have lost because of that. But he has managed to stabilize the south, at least for himself.
Yeah, but I think the middle, is only being donated to him out of respect. Because he's got one Panzer Grenadier with the Panzerfaust who's holding about 50 yards of that, 50 meters, excuse me, of that town, and that's the only thing keeping him in this.
Yeah, we got some IG-18s being brought in, which probably be a good idea to hold on to the forest and
Except when they drive right past the
yeah,
guard squad, yes. Sorry, it's
yeah.
down to the south. It's just like driving an IG-18 right past the front lines, and he's kind of wondering why it's dying. Oh, yeah, yeah. Faith in Bogota.
Xenon's been doing a very good job here, just keeping up the pressure. It's just doing what you need to do. Use infantry spam through the forest and just bring in some T-34 76s. He's finally bringing up some T-34 85s now, as you do have quite a few cards of those in his deck or
Well,
in
and
his
definitely the
battle group.
Combrotis, which is going to be a nice little bit of extra oomph. But you're right. I think that the 85s are what's going to excuse me, what's going to win the game for him.
Especially against 20th Panzer, because the nice thing is with those 85s, you can fight all the 20th Panzer tanks extremely easily, apart from the IS-2. But I have a feeling Spanischer doesn't even have the IS-2 in his battle group, because we haven't seen it so far.
Yeah, I'm skeptical myself. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once again, that first shot for the T-34 takes out a P-4 to the south, and there goes, I would say,
Oh, damn.
that stabilized position that we were talking about.
Yeah. Just, yeah, Xenon guns is... it's really coming down to infantry. Even though the tanks are getting the big kills, killing other tanks and whatnot, you need that infantry nearby to keep your tanks alive in the first place to actually make him effective.
And while we weren't looking in the northern side, the northern offensive is no longer stabilized either. So, just like with Operation Bagration over there on the Eastern Front, the Soviets worked the flanks
Hmm.
and encircled the Germans.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you said this before, but I feel like Spanish is sort of lost by now. But he's still holding on. Just I'm quite amazed. I really am quite amazed. I think it's really just due to his middle. Yeah, it's really just due to the middle here.
I agree for the moment, but I'm actually going to see we're going to see 4 squads of Sturm Pioneers being brought to 5 squads of Sturm Pioneers being brought to the south, as well as a couple of P4s, as well as some very aggressively placed P4s.
Oh
But with the
yeah,
T-34 coming forward, I don't know if I like that in the south. I think
and
maybe we're going to see some of these Sturm Pioneers getting, well, a little flamed out.
yeah, and he has no recon nearby either, which is not good.
No, it is not. But the Sturm Pioneers are coming on in, the Flammenwerfers, the Nebelhandgranates, all the things like that. But the Automachiki, I don't know. Who wins in a close-up fight? Is it the Sturm Pioneers or the Automachiki?
Oof. I'd say Stern Pioneers. Just flamethrowers usually win most engagements.
Also worth noting that you're saying that there's no recon? There's actually a ton of recon. There's a bunch of random infantry squads dotted liberally around the field behind enemy lines. Uh,
Yeah,
brave, brave men. Yes, sir?
yeah. Stern Pioneers down south should be able to clear the forest a bit, but there's still some T-34s nearby, and the Stern Pioneers can't burn the T-34s to death, unfortunately. And he's doing the same thing in more for Stern Piles. But I have a feeling Spanisher must be starting to run low on tank stuff. He's been kind of throwing them away.
Certainly true. Meanwhile, the reverse is certainly not true. As more 85s come off that production line, and I think at long last, Xenon is tired of having that one lone Panzer Grenadier inside his town. You see right now he's starting to aggress there, even sending the sniper in to kind of pin down and clear the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that, as they say, shall be that.
Yeah, also, I don't think Spanisher is actually... Oh, he has a mortar half-track, never mind. But it's currently out of ammo, but he is bringing a supply truck to resupply it, so good man.
Indeed. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if this T-34, excuse me, 42 in the north is really going to do a whole lot. He's trying to get some shots off on these half-tracks, the Shrem Pioneer column, and just maybe get a kill. Well, crew panicked, so that's not terrible. Could definitely have been a lot more effective than he was so far. Okay, well that counts as effective right there. And we're back to that 1410 as the Germans send troops in to create these finger kind of protrusions, and this and Xenon says, "Hey, dude, I love kraut fingers."
Yeah, he's just poking the bear. Oh, T-44 gets killed, yo, so...
Up north.
Down south.
I was gonna say, I was looking down south, a couple this half-track charge, it just kind of went horribly wrong.
Yeah, he's bringing out the Panzer IVs here. He's trying to use them to push middle and support town, but he can't. Those Panzer IVs aren't in the best position to run with a really ballsy attack move. As
Ah,
no
yes.
infantry support, no recon. They're just. Fortunately, there's no Soviet AT nearby, so they can sit around for a little bit and just shoot.
True, but this is an SU-152, and there's a T-34-85 that transmission damaged. That will do some hefty damage pretty darn quick.
Mm-hmm. Stern plane is down south, getting those flames on.
Yeah, but you know what? Even if they get a couple captures here and there, they're being bled dry, and they're losing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of extra firepower here. But we are seeing whispers of life from Spanischer, so maybe Franco has helped, coming forth to kind of help out his namesake here. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Um,
oh, Panzer IV's being brought in. Good God.
the three of them down south, the two to the north. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot. While Xenon, he's bringing in those T-34-85s, which are definitely more than a match for the P4s.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? He's a commander of the 20th century, so.
Uh,
Now, we do have a T-34-85 who's going to get aggressed on pretty quickly by a P4, who's going to appear very opportunistically in his flank, but there's still PTRDs to deal with, and there's a lot of stuff going on there.
there is. Yeah, this match shows really weird. Once again, the Spanish here is still just barely holding on, but he just lacks any real proper momentum to make a push through. Oh, cluster bomber up
I
north.
was going to make the comment whenever you took a breath to stop. But yes, we have the old wallowing pig coming on in at blazing 285 kilometers per hour. Engine overheating. So he got the bombs off. He's going to kill one, but he's going to die in a second. There's too much there. Are you kidding me? Yep, and the yaks come in to realize that the kills have been slain. Alrighty.
Down south, Spanisher, I said he'd made a pocket, but the Soviets have managed to reconnect, and now he's moving in a bunch of Panzer IVs through a forested. Yeah, he's gonna lose those P4s. That's for sure.
Well, there's a Combrotti who's going to get some really great side shots if you move them up about, 200 meters.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that's amusing me a little bit, though, is, well, the fact that there's a ton of Soviet air power and nothing has been done even remotely. In fact, we can see Gepards being brought in the south to kind of tell you how bad the situation is.
Oh yeah. I don't think you get a lot of AA to begin with for Trinity Panzer, really. I think I've completely forgot, honestly.
The Flak 38s are a big thing.
Yeah, okay, you got, some Flag 38s, and, the Gepards, really more 20 mils. I think you got decent fighter support. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, he hasn't really done too much to try and deal with the Tutus that keep coming in. You got Messerschmitt up north, but the Soviets just have too much AA. And how did that Pack 40 get behind the Soviet lines?
Oh, that was one of the guys who's been, like, walking slowly and, like, doing the old Elmer Fudd routine.
That is... that's dedication to the cause, but... it's not going to be all it used for yet. Now it's been spotted. And destroyed.
But in the early push, that was a guy who was literally hugging the northern boundary and, quote, falling back.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stopped falling back, he started charging forwards. So, gutsy, even foolhardy, but it worked. Now,
Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see this P4 getting aggressed on by Superiors.
Down south?
Yes, sir. In the forest.
Oh. Yeah. Don't move tanks in forests unsupported. Never do that. I'm thinking I keep saying he's running out of stuff. That's just Trinity Panther for you, but it definitely feels like it is down south, as he hasn't brought up any infantry reinforcements for his P4s, so now they're just sitting around here on the road, just picking their noses, thinking about what to do.
Well, I was thinking about that. I'm thinking to myself, man, part of me wishes we actually weren't casting right now, because that's a beautiful shot right there.
Oh yeah.
Three brothers looking out into the forest. I got nothing else, but the point is that it's a beautiful shot. It's like a Bob Ross painting right there.
No peach tree in sight, yo.
True. True. Now, another Ju-87 is coming on in. Not the cluster bomber this time. He's just going to be dropping HE bombs like crazy. And... Oh, he's diving.
He's just... Yeah, he's dropping bombs on the superiors. It's gonna be a bit of a mess, I think. Oh no!
Oof, and the
No.
Gepards are going to get a kill. Probably even two
Whoa.
here in a second. This Yak is going to get shredded.
Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! It's like 2-star. So yeah, it does make sense. But you got... I keep forgetting. Jeez.
I'm just watching between the Gepard. It's just shredding these buildings. The Ultima Cheeky came out, threw a grenade, disabled one of these P4s. He's trying to get in tight, nice and tight on another one maybe. Tracks broken, falling back. This entire armored push is getting destroyed by one T-34 1943. Actually, two of them. They've gotten some great hits. And now the Ultima Cheeky from behind. Man, this is like the Death Star trench, except the Empire's getting killed.
Yeah, that was nuts. I was still rather surprised by AAA. I completely forget how good single 20mm guns can be in SD2.
Well, the T-34-85 Komroti is coming forwards, and I cannot help but feel they're about to be donated, these guys, all of them, for the benefit of the motherland.
Damn, even that like T-34-85 in the town, I believe, is... Yeah, that's getting shot onto the hills.
Yes, it is. Three mortars being brought on in, but you know what? I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much all over but the cleanup.
Yeah, Spanischer, gotta give him credit. He has managed to hold on for quite a while, considering his predicament.
Indeed.
But he never really had any momentum, or really hope, it seemed, to make a proper offensive.
Can we just give a nod over here to the Ultima Cheeky in the south? They have three heat grenades left, but they have been quite instrumental in locking down this armor attack just as much as those two tanks were.
Yeah, they're in a real clutch position.
And well, the last major attack here from the Spanish Rider and the T-34-85 is just going to throw himself into the fray.
Might as well.
Appearing on the flank of the P4. Two P4s. Maybe this is a little less intelligent, but... And then he shoots at the recon unit. Alright. Sometimes the AI in this game confuses me.
Yeah, and he... Was that an attack? I think he... Yeah, he gave a purposeful attack order, I think, maybe, to kill the recon. I don't know. Nonetheless, it died. After Machiki threw a grenade.
But the the Tutu, as you call it, he did kill something, and the tank actually went down just as well from the last-ditch grenade.
Mm-hmm.
And the KD's got to be insane. Yep. Almost 2-to-1 again.
And that's a lot. Getting 4,000 kills in a 1v1 match that only goes for 30 minutes is pretty good. That's a lot of kills.
Well, there's one T-34, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicle kills, as many infantry kills, paying for himself.
Oh, God.
Guard squad killing 3 and 2. I mean, one anti-air piece killing 3 planes.
Yeah, that's nuts seeing a T-34, 76 of all things, get that many kills. They usually just cannon fodder. And got T-34-85 at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, that's knocking out.
3, 4, 5. 5 tanks, 3 vehicles.
God damn. Jesus. And looking at losses here, yeah, it's...
Unfortunately, just not trading up.
Nothing really all out fancy or exciting. Just pretty spread out. In chronology too. So that's the... Yeah, it does... the Xenon does lose quite a bit during A phase in terms of units, but once you get early A phase, once you get past like the 4-minute mark, it is I'm feeling rather blue.
Mm-hmm. Yep, lose that victim and lose that tank. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that game from the way it started was going to be over in, 2 seconds, and no. So,
Oh.
as much as it sounds like we are taking shots over here at a Spanish rider, hats off to the guy for sticking with it because that was
Hmm.
not an easy fight to continue.
Not at all. Not at all. He was highly recommend for Spanish writer in the future. Take like Panda Grenadiers and Stern Pioneers in the future for your initial push. I mean, bring some of those stuff through, but you definitely need a bit more meaty infantry at the start, especially against an infantry spam division such as 44.
Yep, you sure do. But you know what? For right now, folks, we actually are going to go into. We're putting out 3 replays this week. I wanted to call that out real quick. So after we go today, please make sure you check back in the next couple of days. We're going to come out with a third replay. So it's just so much Orsha Cup goodness. We want to make sure you see it all.
Mm-hmm.
But Rang, any final thoughts for this particular match?
None whatsoever.
Okay, folks, in that case, then we are gonna call it quits. Until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.